I recently got to speed build something pretty crazy and exciting, and if you read the title of this video, you're probably thinking, Kiara, how did you build a Transformer in 23 days? Well, in order to explain all of that, we need to take a quick trip back in time. Today is August 20th. I'm gonna learn how to stilt walk in 22 days. 25. I'm gonna learn to stilt walk before September 15th. Something around 20-ish days. And they want me to build Elita, the 16-foot tall Transformer. So, 2-foot tall stilts. We're gonna raw dog this thing. And we're gonna learn before the deadline. As somebody who is terrified of falling, this is horrifying.
2-foot tall stilts because she's 14 feet tall. I think so.
I mean, look at how far I am without a supporter.
A supporter. For
some quick context before we dive right in, this whole fiasco started in late August. I was hired by a certain company to build a Transformer for the New York movie premiere and had an extremely limited amount of time to do it, which also meant that I had to learn how to walk on freaking stilts in that same amount of time as well. I had 25 days total to do this, and for some reason, I thought the smart decision was to go straight into 2-foot stilts.
It's working! It's working!
In my defense, though, I was going to build a Bumblebee last summer, which is why I had these on hand. I full-on expected to be able to learn how to walk and function in these things in 25 days, and I even planned on making a full YouTube progression video. I very quickly learned that I was too much of a coward and a bumbling idiot to be able to do this, and I pivoted to using 15-inch stilts like the other, much more sane builders were doing. I'll talk about how this altered the build later in the video, because it did change proportions a little bit, since we had to pivot so late, but I'll save that for later. It's so easy.
They're little baby stilts. Still pretty tall.
Man, it's 7 foot.
Look on the sleeve, do drywall stuff.
You can do drywall.
While all of this was going on, I was also actively working on building the suit. Now this gets kind of crazy to follow along with, since we had to model all of these elements from scratch using top secret reference images provided by the company. Now I can't show any of these due to legal reasons, so a lot of the modeling footage is unusable for this video, but I hope you get the general idea. I started modeling the helmet in Blender immediately when I received references, and I had my boyfriend Nick modeling the body, and these were very different tasks. Since I would be printing the helmet, it needed to be a highly accurate and detailed model, while the body that Nick was working on could be a little bit less detailed than low poly, simple shapes. This would make it easier to unfold and create templates with, so that we could build this whole thing out of foam. Each of our tasks took about 5 days each, and since we were both tackling these at the exact same time, we were able to start the actual physical build all at once. In these clips you can see that we totally planned for 2-foot stilts. This will change, unfortunately. Once Nick had unfolded the templates using Armorsmith, I started cutting and tracing these patterns onto foam. I used the SKS Crops HD foam. It was actually my first time using this ever, but I've been following him on Instagram for a while now, and I wanted to test it out myself, since it always looked really clean, smooth, and gives a much more solid look. I learned very quickly that it cuts a lot different than your average EVA foam. It's a lot more dense, meaning you need to sharpen your blade a lot more often, and I also got the 10mm thickness, which is probably adding to that. It became a workout for me, and I developed a pretty thick callus on my pointer finger from repeatedly cutting foam for 3 weeks. I'm still trying to get rid of it. But overall, really nice foam. It's pretty much scaled perfectly. I'll have to pad it a little bit, but
yeah.
Still missing the back corner and the face, obviously, but not bad.
It's cool but creepy too. That's awesome.
Ooh. We kind of just went full steam ahead on the first day of this build, no pun intended with how hot it was in this garage. I had a goal in mind to get 1 leg done per day, but I had no idea just how difficult and time consuming it was to just build wheels for the feet. Each one took me about the full day to build, and I have to say that I developed a hatred for circles. Don't ever make me cut a circle out of foam, ever again. We did manage to get both legs done in about 2 days, which was pretty fast. I'm pretty proud of how fast it came together. And then we started to test fit things, and this is when things started to go wrong. I don't know how to explain this to you unless you've tried to wear stilts before like this. There's a mental barrier in trying to get into these things without like something to hold on to. I could not do it. I had like a full-on freak out against this wall. This was the moment I realized I had to drop down to 15-inch stilts. I was frozen. We did eventually get me up there. Was it fun?
Holy crap.
I'm concerned.
No.
That looks insane.
We pivoted. This was the decision.
I wish I could like let go a little bit, but I'm scared. I'm very scared right now.
And wow, did the pivot make a difference.
This was a no-brainer.
Nice.
This is so easy. Like, it's actually kind of stupid. I feel like I could sprint right now.
So, I'm a guest at Anime Magic this weekend, and we are still grinding on the Transformer.
A giant pile of HD foam.
Literally, like, we out here. This is a live demo.
We filled up the booth, but with Transformer stuff.
After a weekend away and a little pivoting later, we were back in the shop and back to work.
Alright, so we shrunk our stilts 2 feet before, now it's 15 inches. I can almost run in these things. For safety purposes, it's a better idea, and also because everybody else is doing 15 inches. I don't want to be a giant. But now we have to modify the feet to fit these guys. We had to cut some size off of the shins as well as the bottoms of the feet, so we have to rebuild the toes. But this was the best pivot decision we could have made. Otherwise, I think it would have been kind of screwed. I don't know if I could exist in 2-foot stilts, period. So now we have to adjust. In the old ones, we have Velcro that, on like the wheel, the inside of the wheel that attaches to the stilt. So now we have to like redo all of that on these guys. Other than that, it wasn't too hard to adjust everything, luckily.
I know some of you may be wondering, why foam? This is a really good question. I did this because, one, I am fairly capable and confident in my skills with foam, and two, because I wanted to keep weight down. I didn't want a ton of weight on me when I was walking around on stilts. That sounds terrifying. So foam was the easiest option for me.
This is like a toddler, or not toddler.
Hold
Oh
on.
my god, if a toddler's this tall.
I have to step back because you can't even see the full leg.
I said a toddler, but then I was like, that's not a toddler size. This is like middle schooler size.
Yeah.
One of the really nice things about foam too is you can easily change and customize, adjust, whatever. I probably would not have been able to pivot as quickly and as well as I did if I had not done this out of foam. It was just way easier to modify.
I'm gonna let go. I'm gonna see what happens.
Holy shit.
Do I look huge?
Yeah,
Does it look cool?
it looks awesome.
Yeah, I can't walk normally because these are blocking me.
I did a test fit almost every day along this build process just to make sure everything was fitting and working properly. As you can see, you find some issues along the way, but it allows you to be able to address them immediately.
I don't know what day it is anymore. Do you know what day it is?
Day 15! Give it up for day 15!
No.
Today's chest day. Yeah, we have all that done right here.
Yep. Feet.
Yeah, for all the feet people. We have a lot of work to do. There's Talon. He's sanding the helmet.
Hello.
He's assisting with things that I do not have time for right now.
The chest and torso section took the longest out of anything. I think the chest itself took me about 3 days total. It was a doozy.
Ta-da! We have a chest. Looks pretty legit. Feels pretty legit.
Yeah, it's really thick.
At this point, I was severely running out of steam. I tried to keep myself motivated by reminding myself that once this torso was done, it was literally just the arms. So I powered ahead while Talon in the background sanded the helmet, and we went forward with our next test fit. And I am very happy to report that this went super well, like so well. I was actually excited about it.
We got this in the bag. It's like,
Wow.
I mean, it looks pretty freaking cool. Hold on, I don't want to step on you, but I'm going to pivot a little bit. It's fun. This is a fun feeling. It's a little scary, but I'm having fun. Do we want to put the helmet on?
Oh my god. Holy shit.
It's real.
Bumblebee, bumblebee. Holy shit. Yeah, something like that.
And with the test fit being so successful, we powered through the rest of the build. In this clip, I was talking about programming these NeoPixel rings like an icy white color. These were really nice because I could see directly through the center of them and they didn't really impair my vision at all. And after spending hours of hand burning in details like this on the shoulder, we had 90% of the build done. It was just the hands left.
So what we did with these arms, because they are a nightmare. So we have an elastic strap here, because my arm goes in basically. This, I don't know how to demonstrate this for the camera. My arm goes in through here, and then like this sits on my shoulder. These strap into the torso, because otherwise this flops around a lot. And then these kind of hold themselves in place inside of these guys. Forearms kind of look like cannons, which is kind of cool. But if you look in there, there's just a dowel rod that I use as a handle. So, yeah, like a giant claw. My
Okay.
eyes.
I'm recording.
Hairs in my eyes, and I can't touch them.
Do you want me to get it?
No.
You're very wide.
You like check somebody into a wall. I can't lift higher than this.
Yeah.
I would like to cut the fronts of the arms down so I can move my arms.
Man, I was looking beefy.
Okay.
I'm really good at legs. I wish they were puppeted. This would be so cool to flip people off with.
Yeah.
And with the hands being done, it was time.
Oh my god. Oh my god, it looks so cool! Holy shit! Oh my god, you're gonna freak out.
I won't even lie, I was suffering in this thing. It was really hot in the garage and I was like cooking. Also, for some reason, the stilts absolutely killed my feet. So I was in pain and I was sweating.
Are killing me.
Do you think it's because it's too tight?
I don't know.
But hey, at least I look cool.
Oh, it looks so cool!
With only a few more days left to build, I had to move forward with the paint process, like right now. So first, I heat sealed all the foam. This closes all the pores so the paint sits better on the foam itself. And then I quick sealed the seams off
You
camera,
want a glove?
and then coated everything with a couple coats of Plasti Dip.
Plasti Dip's on. I'm gonna do, basically I'm just gonna coat everything with gunmetal first because that's the darkest color on this thing. I'm just going to do the gunmetal first and then work on the pink and the silver tomorrow. So it'll act as like a base coat and it's also just easy. And we're doing it in the dark because we're running out of time, which is always fun.
Yippee! Ooh, that's nice. Okay, I'm recording.
Once I had everything sealed and base coated, I moved forward with the silver and the pink coats. Pink actually took a lot of coats because I did it on black. In hindsight, I should have used like a white Plasti Dip or even gunmetal as a base and it would have helped this, but I was not thinking straight, I was rushing. Overall, it came out pretty shiny.
Whoa!
So after all the base coats were on and done, I decided that this needed some special touches. I decided to go in with my airbrush and some color shifting paints to kind of add that burnt metal, color shift metal look, as well as dry brushing and some black washing to kind of give this that old used motorcycle look.
Am I bad?
And of course I had to buy carbon fiber vinyl. Who would I be if I didn't go that extra mile?
Overall, not bad.
And after 23 grueling days of work, I'll let the results speak for themselves.
Wow, oh my god. Holy crap.
And with that, I packed it all into giant tubs, we got a rental car, and we drove our booties to New York. We made it in one piece, and we suited up. Now I have to say this was probably the most insane thing I've ever done, both wearing this to the premiere and building it. We got to meet most of the cast of the movie, including Chris Hemsworth and the producer Michael Bay, which was really cool considering he inspired a lot of people's childhoods, including mine.
Alright, come on, let's take a picture. Come on. Get that hand up, come on.
And most importantly, I got to hang out with new friends and builders that I got to meet through this experience, and we kind of trauma bonded through it as well, but it was a really good time. I could not have done this without the help of Nick and Talon. Without them, I don't think I would have been able to pull this off. It was just such a grind. Nick helped with about half of the actual construction, and Talon sanded the helmet, and they were crucial to this build.
Get away over here.
So, this is how you build a Transformer in 23 days. Don't forget to check out the other makers as well. I'll put their handles in this video, and I'll see you in the next one.